We just got out of watching Haunted Mansion, the 2023 version, the newest one. Overall thoughts?
I liked it.
I liked it too. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Me too.
I mean, I was already excited for the movie because I really like the ride. But this surprised me from expectations.
Me too, because I liked the ride, but I wasn't sure what they were going to do.
You weren't sure if it couldn't do a movie format.
Right. And they did good.
Yeah.
They did good. It's an enjoyable movie, you know?
Yes.
It's funny. It has scary parts. It has mystery. It's cute. I liked it.
Yeah. So let's start with some specific positives we have.
Okay.
I thought the cast was really nice.
Yes.
I liked at first I thought it was going to be similar to 2003 version because that version also is about a family who moves into the house, and here you have like Rosario Dawson, who's like a single mom, and her son moving into the house. So I thought it was like, oh, it's the same kind of the same thing. But then like they make it different by like having people on the outside joining in.
Right, and that's what made it good and interesting because they start adding the actors.
They add to the dynamic.
Right, slowly, you know, so you start getting to know each character and what they do, so yes.
When I saw that all the main characters, there were going to be like 6 main characters, 6 human characters we were going to be following, I was kind of worried because I'm like, oh, no one's going to come to a Haunted Mansion when you see the human characters. You want to see the ghosts. And I'm like, oh, but I also felt like, I thought they weren't, I thought they weren't going to be well developed, was my worry. Because you have 6 main characters. At first, 3, like Owen Wilson, Tiffany Haddish, the medium, and Danny DeVito, I thought they were just going to be the comic relief characters. And then the mom, son, and Lakeith Stanfield, Ben, I thought they were going to be the more serious characters for the arc. But the medium, played by Tiffany Haddish, and Owen Wilson, they kind of have moments of depth too.
Yes, they do. They do.
Which I was surprised by because I thought they were going to focus on some characters more than others.
I know, but it was good.
Yeah, I feel like the only unnecessary character was Danny DeVito's. Like the only real purpose he served was he had the blueprints.
Because he was the historian.
Yeah, he was a historian. But I feel like you could have gotten the blueprints at any other way. Like you didn't really need a whole person.
Yeah, but you know, believe it or not, they each play their part well, you know?
I'm not saying he's bad, but...
Yeah, but I agree what you're saying. I understand.
Was he really super I mean, the only part he was relevant was when he got possessed by the Hatbox Ghost and tried to trick them.
Oh, and the cholesterol part.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, he made a cholesterol joke because when the Ben's character's wife's dead, and he's talking about how she liked junk food or something.
Right.
So he makes that joke.
And everybody's sad, and then he makes that joke, so it makes it like really funny.
It also is like a realistic way, like when you have someone who's talking about their grief, and then someone in the room gets uncomfortable, makes a joke, and everyone just kind of laughs along with it because they don't know how to feel right at that moment. So
right. And they
which I feel like people will say that's not a good time to make a joke, but I feel like that's realistic when it depends on how you handle grief and serious discussion. You make a joke,
right? And you know, the other part, it shows you like, you know, how people sometimes grieve in different ways because they each were grieving in a different...
Yeah, because you have Rosario Dawson's character who we later learn the father of her sons died.
Right.
And she's kind of grieving by wanting to just start new. She doesn't really talk about the father that much.
No, as a matter of fact, I was thinking the father...
I thought they were divorced.
Me too. I thought they were divorced and the father lived in New York. You know,
but then they reveal that the dad's actually dead.
Right.
So she deals with it by seemingly not wanting to talk about it and just wanting to move on.
And you know, they did it good because you don't know...
And that's kind of how Ben does it too. Like, he doesn't really want to acknowledge it, but he keeps like all her stuff in like his wife's stuff in it.
And then they show you how people grieve in different ways. So it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then I like the medium, how she says that, you know, you get those messengers, like...
Ghost wings is what she calls it.
Ghost wings, right.
After you lose someone they like send you little messages in the form of like something to tell you they're still with you.
Like subliminal ones.
Yes.
Like if they like something for somehow you.
Like if they liked something when they were alive, it'll like appear to you or something as like a sign they're.
Yeah, that they're in a good place.
Yes. I thought that was nice.
Me too. I love that part because it makes sense when you have loved ones and you feel like thinking about them and you want to know it's true. Sometimes you see things that they liked or different things, and then
The part with the cat at the end, because tater tots was his wife's favorite food, and then the cat's name. Oh, I know people say it's cheesy, but I like that.
that was sweet.
I like.
Oh my God!
We said at the same time. We thought the same thing, but it was sweet.
It was.
It was nice. The cat thing paid off because at the beginning it's like a stray cat
Right.
that Owen Wilson brings in thinking it's his or like Ben's character,
Right.
and I guess he adopts it at the end. So that's a nice payoff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another positive because I know I have some. I loved the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah.
I have opinions on why he was chosen as the villain, but before I get to that, I want to say I loved every moment he was on screen, even though it wasn't a lot.
No, he wasn't.
You just kind of heard his voice or like a silhouette of him, and they kind of saved him for the end.
Right. So you could see who he was. I like the interaction of all.
I like the interaction with the villain and Ben near the end, with like the climax.
Right.
Like I can take you to be with your wife or whatever, and then he's like, and it comes to the and Ben character comes to the realization, no, like she would want me to like try and
be happy and live my life,
Yeah.
Yeah, like that because people you
and
love are gone.
that's the same thing the son goes through. Like he has because like he also tricks him into thinking he's talking to his dad,
Right.
and tries to get him to come, and then like Ben talks him out of it by saying like, no, your dad will want you to keep living your life
and to be happy and be fulfilled, which in a way that's true. People that you love when they're gone, they just want you to stay, and live a fulfilled life, be happy. So yeah.
And it's kind of, I mean, he didn't really point it out a lot because his backstory is kind of like very said. The Hatbox Ghost, his backstory as a mortal is kind of said very quickly, but like dude had no love when he was alive. Like his dad disowned him, his mom was dead, everyone like shut the doors on him. Yeah, and then he came back like into black, like dark magic and a murderer.
Right.
So that's kind of like a weird parallel of like how he never got over his own grief of like losing someone, and he just turned evil because of it. Like,
because then you understand
he never
why
had like
he was like that.
Yeah. He just kind of murdered people that was thinking twice about it. So like he never had any close connections in life, and now he's still like that as a ghost.
Yeah.
And all the living characters have to like keep like learn how to cope in a healthy way with their grief, and it's like, it's so good.
I think it in a way it shows you like how you live,
like how you can let grief either turn you into a better person or a worse person.
Right. And usually how you live is who you become. It gives you a projection of that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Another positive. I liked the Madame Leota too. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes. She doesn't have a big role.
No, it's not as big as I thought it was gonna be. Like she's just there at like the middle, and then appears again at the end, at the climax to help the other medium.
Right, and gives her a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Because the other medium wasn't sure that she was even good. She thought she was even, But
Yeah.
it turns out she's
pretty good.
Yeah.
And when her form gets out of the crystal ball, and she helps, and the two medium, they're helping each other, and then before she disappeared, they hold hands, kind of. It's nice, supporting.
Yeah. It had cute moments.
There were cute moments.
Yeah, and the interaction was very good into all the characters. I liked it. I really liked, what they did with the movie.
Me too.
I don't don't think they could have done anything better.
No.
I think they worked every angle the best they could with
Yes.
what they had. You know, because remember, that's just like a ride.
Yeah, my personal nitpick is more of like what, oh my god, of how I thought what the kind of story they could have done with certain characters, but we'll get to that. Do you want to? Oh, one last thing: the mansion, the background, like the design of the mansion, because that's where most of the movie takes place. It's really good.
Yes, and the like the special effects, you know,
Yes.
like the dimensions.
The design of the mansion, I think, was practical. Like they built it from scratch, and it looks really good. The practical effects on the ghosts,
It was good too.
they were good. I just feel like they couldn't. Although maybe it was intentional that the Hatbox ghosts looked different from the rest, because the rest were like just blue, typical ghosts. And
Yeah.
maybe it was on purpose, but it looked good. Let's get into some negatives or nitpicks we have. Is there any negative you can think of, or
Negative that I didn't like.
yes?
Oh my god! Before we go into that,
Okay,
I
what's-
love the part of Wilson when he gets
Owen Wilson,
Yeah, when he gets all the ghosts.
when
to
he
help
has
him.
when he has the ghost chasing him,
Yeah.
and then he gives him like a pep talk to like join
and-
his side.
Right, and they all help him.
Yeah,
Didn't you like that part?
I like that part.
I
And then he comes in the climax riding the bride,
Right.
like he's riding her back to get there.
Yeah. Like,
And the medium comes in riding the ghost horse.
yeah, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, those are worth mentioning. Those are fun.
Yeah. Now, parts that I did not like.
Yes.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, they're. I don't know. Like, let me see.
I have a question, and I'm not saying this as like an insult, but why was a big name actor like Jared Leto the Hatbox Ghost when we never actually properly see his human form? Like he was mostly just CGI.
Oh my god! I was just gonna ask you that.
He was mostly a
Who
CGI
is-
or makeup, and like his voice is distorted, so you can't really tell it's him.
Right.
Like you could just made the entire character CGI and had like a voice actor who probably isn't as well known, but still do like a creepy voice.
Right. I was just gonna ask.
Like
you.
I don't mind him as an actor. Like I know a lot of people have their issues with him, but I didn't mind him. But there wasn't anything he did special, like made that
No.
that made like, oh, the Hatbox Ghost has to be played by him. Like he made it his own. Like there's nothing really. What's the word? Like his. Like it had to be of him. You know, I feel like it could have been any actor.
True. Now I was about to say.
Like if we had gone one flashback of him as a human and it was played by like Jared Leto.
Only
Then-
the drawing. You remember?
No,
that?
we just get drawings of him, and it doesn't really look like they're
Like
trying
him.
to copy his.
Yes. Right.
So
But
I'm just saying, if we had just gotten one flashback as him alive, and it's Jared Leto playing him alive, like then keeping him as the voice would make sense, even if you distort it. But they don't do that, so it's like you could have gotten anyone.
Right. So,
And again, I'm not saying that as an insult, but it's just like a fact I want to point out.
True. Because the only pictures we see
Are all drawings or
all
sketches
drawings,
of him.
right. And it doesn't really look like him. But
No, because I don't think they're trying to.
Oh. Okay.
That's why I'm saying if we had gone like one flashback of live action, because we also got a flashback with Madame Leota when she was alive with William Gracie, the owner of the house, and that was live action. So I was thinking, oh, what if we get a flashback in live action with the Hatbox? But we never got that. So I'm like, okay, what was the point of casting him then?
Unless they cast him and
Like,
then,
why not cast him as William Gracie?
Yes, exactly. Which you could
Because then that would make sense as like, but then I guess you would have to, oh my gosh, then you connect them or again make them the same character, and I guess they didn't want to do that. They wanted to make them separate characters.
I don't know. You know that I don't know what happened unless they cast him and
Also, why is if if the Hatbox Ghost is Alistair Crump, a different person with their own mansion, why are they in that mansion? Oh no, I mean, I guess they explained it because his spirit got trapped there because Madame Leota summoned him. But like, why did? I guess he's just stuck there. They don't really explain why he needs 1,000. Like, is getting 1,000 spirits gonna make him not be stuck there anymore?
Or like if he was cursed, that they never
I
explained
think
it.
they said something like that, but they don't really delve into it.
They just say there has to be 1,000 spirits.
Because that's what they say on the ride. Like, there's
Right.
always room for more. Like, that's what the ghosts
Right.
say.
And the last one had to be a willing one.
Yeah, why? Which is another plot point I think only exists to drive the plot, because that doesn't make sense if he could just kill them willingly without their willingness. And now all of a sudden he needs that. I don't know. That part just seemed kind of contrived to me.
It does. Now that you mention it.
Yeah. So yeah,
What else you want to mention?
I feel like I liked Jamie Lee Curtis, but I feel like she was underused as well.
She was.
Like, you have these two big name actors, and then I mean everyone in the movie is a big name actor, but like those two especially were underused.
Yeah, they didn't have like they're important characters, but they didn't give him a lot of.
The Hatbox Ghost was the main villain though, and we only see him properly like halfway through the movie. And I guess that's like to build up suspense, but like,
And we don't really see him.
I mean, you never see what he looks properly like as a human. You just see him what he looks like as a ghost near the end, when him and Ben are like at the climax of the graveyard, and then they throw him, they bury him underground, and I assume he's gone forever now. And also Ben kicks him in the face. Like, why is he suddenly able to kick him?
Like, just
Remember, he kicks him in the face when he's like getting dragged down.
Right.
Like,
when he's getting dragged down, he kicks him and.
why is he suddenly able to kick him? I mean, it was funny, but like, why was he suddenly able to do that?
To just get rid of him.
You need to be gone. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's done with. We're done with you.
I'm done with you.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, because in the okay, I need to give you context for like this next point I'm gonna bring up. In a Haunted Mansion ride, at least the one we go to Disney World and most parts in Disneyland, there are like some characters that are like the most iconic. Like, you got the ghost host, Madame Leota, Hatbox Ghost, and then you have the bride in the attic. You remember the bride?
Yeah, the bride. Yeah.
She is the only one with like a canonical backstory, and that is she wanted to be rich, so she married and then murdered her husbands to get the wealth. So canonically, she's like a villain.
Right.
Or an antagonist because she did bad things. So, and a lot of people were theorizing this before the movie came out. They thought she was going to be the main antagonist somehow. Because it would make sense. Canonically, she has a villainous backstory on the ride. She has the most backstory on the ride out of any character. So it's like, I feel like not only was the bride character, which was Constance Hatchaway, underutilized in this movie, but I feel like she should have been the main antagonist. Right? With that context?
Yes. But I guess they did like a little.
Well, you still could have used it.
But you can still use.
You could use both of them.
And they joined to me.
Like, they're both evil,
Right.
or like maybe the Hatbox Ghost, like, they think he's evil at first, but then later they find out, oh no, he was just trying to help you guys. Like, he's an ally. He was trying to assist you somehow. Because Constance Hatchaway, like, the bride, she's the real threat everyone should be worried about. Like, it's like a red herring. They think the Hatbox Ghost is the main villain, but then it turns out, no, it was the bride that was really messing with you all along. And we gotta get rid of her. Because, like, she inherited the house from, like, one of her husbands she murdered, and she doesn't want to get rid of it because she's still obsessed with wealth.
Right. Yeah, see, that's a good one. That's a good one, but it turns out it's not her.
Yeah, no, it's...
As a matter of fact, we don't, you know...
She doesn't even talk. She just, like, makes grunt sounds.
Right.
Which is weird, because they keep the backstory that she murdered her husbands, and then one of the characters says, oh, well, they probably deserved it. It's like, you don't know that.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. And canonically, in the ride, they didn't. Like, they were just rich, and she was like, oh, I want that money, so she just murdered them.
Right.
Yeah. But that's just a personal nitpick of what I wanted, because I don't like... I mean, I didn't mind that they chose to make the Hatbox Ghost the villain, but personally, you know, because from what all the fan art and stuff I often see in, like, the Haunted Mansion fandom, it's usually, like, he's usually portrayed, because they don't have canon personality, so it's, like, up to interpretation by people who make comics and stuff, but he's usually, like, a good guy, but here, they made him the full-on villain, and that's something, both, because originally Guillermo del Toro, who directed Shape of Water, he was going to direct the version of this movie, but then he got fired or something. He also wanted to make the Hatbox Ghost a villain. And that is something I personally, from both that and this, I don't agree with.
Oh, I didn't know Guillermo del Toro was going to be there.
Oh, yeah, he was. But then, like, I think he got fired or something because of creative differences. But that is an interpretation I personally, I don't know. You can like it if you want, but I personally don't like that. The interpretation of him being a villain. But if I see this movie as like a different continuity, I don't mind it. I think it's fun. I'm just happy he was in a movie. Like, he got representation finally.
He did.
And his character was fun. I liked it.
It was. The movie was.
So I'm not gonna complain about, like, oh, it's a big sore thing for the movie for me. No, it's not. I still enjoyed the movie. But I still like a personal take.
Yeah. I love the movie.
I love Haunted Mansion. I love this movie. I think that's all I specifically wanted to say about it. Do you have anything you want to add on, or is that all?
No, I think that's all.
Okay, that's all. Let's rate the movie. I was thinking about giving it a 6, but now that I've thought about it after we finished. Oh wait, one more thing I wanted to add.
What?
I feel like this movie didn't need to be 2 hours. Or as long as it was.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have trimmed like 15 to 20 minutes from this movie.
Yeah, like when they go to the other place.
Yeah, when they go all the way to the other mansion and to discover the highness.
Well, no, actually.
Well, no, you know what?
No,
Just as I
no.
said, it was important to the plot.
Yeah, so
I think some things at the beginning can be cut.
Yeah, there's some things that could be cut, but well, you know.
I can't think of them right now, but there were like small scenes. I'm like, this isn't really necessary.
Right.
But the last positive I'll leave you, it never made, like, because I was worried a Haunted Mansion movie would make me be like, oh, I don't care about the human characters, go back to the ghosts already. Like, I was worried about that, but I never felt that way. Like, I was just as connected with the human characters
as the ghost
as the ghost characters
yeah.
were more iconic. So, like, that's good.
Yeah, me too. Like, you never lose the interest on the characters.
Yeah, you never want to go back to the ghosts or anything.
Yeah. True.
And when they do come back, it's a treat. So, it's nice.
I do agree with that. I don't really have nothing more that I want to do.
The movie also could have just been about paranormal investigators going to the house. Like, trying to mimic those YouTube videos or, like, those old TV shows about people investigating paranormal places.
Yeah. But since it's a Disney movie, right?
Yeah, it's a Disney movie, so it has to be about, like, a family.
Yeah, remember, Disney, you know, family.
It could still be family. Like, one of the ghosts could still have, like, a familial connection. That's why they're not moving on.
Maybe.
Hatbox Ghost again. That could have been, like, his singer, like, the bride or something. Or you still could give that to one of the...
Oh, a great-great-granddaughter or something like that.
Yeah. A great-great-grandchild or ancestor comes to the house,
Right.
related to one of the ghosts or something.
I mean, they could have done different stories, but, I mean, I'm okay with what they did, you know? I don't, you know?
Yeah. I'm okay with it, too. I'm just saying, it's not like what I review with Barbie, where I'm saying, no, this needs to be this needed to have been a completely different movie. No, I'm fine with the story as it was.
Yes.
What I'm suggesting is more like a fun thing. Maybe it's like shorts. Or like you could do an animated series from a Haunted Mansion later on down the road if this does well. You know?
And the movie was pretty packed.
Yeah, it was.
To my surprise.
The screening was decent. There was a decent amount of people there.
Yeah.
And when jokes were funny, people laughed. Like, there wasn't like a moment where a joke happened and people were quiet. At least for us, there were people who laughed at
Yeah, at least in our showing, people were laughing.
And people clapped when it was over. Like
I was just gonna mention that.
they clapped a little.
They clapped.
And I was like, do we join in? I don't know what to do.
Right. I didn't know about the clapping, but yes, they did clap.
I don't know if it was clap worthy, but it was good.
It was okay. I mean, it's a good movie. You could see it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I hope this movie does well enough that maybe we can get spin-offs or like more movies based on Haunted Mansion material, like a sequel, or maybe like based on Phantom Manor or Mystic Manor or something like that.
We'll see. It all depends how the movie
Yeah,
does.
it depends on how well it does.
Right.
And or maybe like an animated series, because that could do really well.
That could
Or
be
a cartoon or a show.
That could be good. Yeah.
But yeah, I think okay. Now we're gonna do ratings for real.
Yes.
We're done. We've said everything we want to say.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give this. I've thought about it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh my God! I was gonna go like this. Look.
You're gonna do a 7 out of 10 too?
Yeah, it's 7.
It's a 7 out of 10.
Yes, 7 out of 10.
So it's close. So it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very close to being great.
Yes.
But good is still a good.
Yes, good.
This is a fun movie. It's a fun time. There are scares that will get the kids. There was a scare that got you.
I know. I jumped. You saw me.
Yeah.
I was expecting it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a family movie.
It's a family movie with scares, but it's not like intense. Like it'll make you scared at night. Like
right.
you can deal with it.
Yeah, you can. And it has funny parts. It has good actors. Yeah. 7 is great for
Yeah.
me.
So we're both 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Good movie. Go see it if you want. But that's been our review of Haunted Mansion 2023. If you've seen the movie, please comment and tell us what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Help us in the YouTube algorithm. And this has been just some fangirl. And we are out. Oh, you know what is funny?
What?
If the first Haunted Mansion movie came out in 2003 and this one came out in 2023, 20 years later,
Mm-hmm.
then that means by another 20 years they might do a third adaptation.
Yeah, in 2043.
I'll be 40 years old.
Oh my God, yes. And I'm not gonna say how old I'll be.
That'd be amazing if that happens though.
Yes.
Every 20 years.
I
We
know.
get a new Haunted Mansion movie.
Oh, that was funny.